Hi, Mr. Eaton here, and today we're going to be looking at simplifying algebraic expressions. Well, there are a couple of things we need to know, first of all, before we can solve algebraic expressions, and that is that sometimes the symbols for multiplication and division are not shown. So, for example, 5 times A times B can be written as 5AB, and we can imagine that there is an invisible multiplication sign between the 5, the A, and the B. Next, when we talk about like terms, we talk about them having the same pronumeral factors. So, for example, 5x, that x there, and 7x, that x there, they are like terms. Unfortunately, in 5x plus 5y, they are not like terms because they are different pronumeral letters. Therefore, they are not like terms. And then when we're adding, for example, adding and subtracting like terms, we can add them together. So 5ab plus 6ab gives me 11ab. So let's see if we can multiply 3 by 2b. So we can actually write this as 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by b. And therefore, if we multiply this out, 3 times 2 times b, we end up with 3 2s are 6 and our pronumeral b. And that will be our answer. Alright, well, why don't you give this one a go. Negative 2a multiplied by 3ab. Don't let the negative confuse you, and just do what we've done previously. Just multiply it all out. Give it a go, and put the video on pause. Come back when you're ready. Well, how'd you go? Well, let's do this. Minus 2 multiplied by a multiplied by 3 multiplied by a multiplied by b. So what I've done here is I've taken all of this and I've just expanded it out. Alright, my next step is to collect my like terms. So I've got minus 2 multiplied by 3, see I've got my whole numbers there, multiplied by a, multiplied by another a, multiplied by my b. I then collect my terms, I multiply it out. So I'm going to say 3 times 2 is going to give me 6, but it's also a negative multiplied by a positive, which is going to give me a negative. I then have two a's over here, so a times a is the same as a squared, and then I have a b left over. So my answer therefore is going to be negative 6a squared b. Alright, well, let's have a look at dividing algebraic terms. Well, when dividing algebraic expressions, we can first of all cancel out our common factors. So for example, in this equation over here, we have 7x over 14, and we can simplify that first of all by saying, well, 7 goes into 7 once and 7 goes into 14 twice. Okay, so what have we got left? We've got 1x over 2, and we know that we can simplify 1x and we can just simply say x, and our denominator remains 2, so that will be the solution. Well, what about this one over here? Give this one a go. Put the video on pause and come back when you're ready. Well, I'd simply write this as a times b. I'm going to expand my expression a little bit. I can then simplify this by saying that cancels with that a over there. Therefore, my answer has to be ab. Okay? Alright, here's a little bit more of a complicated one, and this is kind of how you would get them if you were given them in a test or an exercise to do. This will be 12a squared b divided by 3ab. Put the video on pause and give it a go. The first thing I'm going to do is actually write my expression out properly. So it'll be 5a squared b divided by 3ab. I'm then going to simplify within my fraction. I'm going to say, well, 3 goes into 3 once, but 3 goes into 12, 3, 6, 9, 12, goes in 4 times. A goes into A once, and a B goes into the B there. So what have I got left over? I've got 4A over 1, and therefore my answer happens to be 4A. Well, now let's look at collecting like terms. In this expression over here, we can see we've got 3x plus 4 take away 2x. We've got that as a like term because that's an x, and we've got this as a like term as an x. So we need to simplify those two and then simplify what's left over. Put the video on pause and give it a go. So you could write it out like this. You could go 3x take 2x, because we're collecting our like terms, add 4. Alright, then we just work it out. 3 take 2 gives me 1, and it's an x, plus 4. And obviously we can write that out as x plus 4 as our answer. Alright, well here's a little bit more of a complicated expression. See if you can collect your like terms and solve this one. Put the video on pause and come back when you're ready. Alright, well first of all, where are my like terms? Well, I've got ab squared there, and I've got an ab squared there, and then I've got an ab there, and I've got a BA there, which is the same as AB. So let's collect our like terms. We have 8AB squared, subtract AB squared, subtract 9AB, add 3AB. Next we simplify, so we're going to solve that, and then we will solve that. So this becomes 7ab squared, and then negative 9ab, add 3. So negative 9 add 3 becomes a negative 6, and it is ab, and that will be our answer. Alright, well that's the end of simplifying algebraic expressions.